broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
AFTERBUZZ is back! Alright! Yeah, you like my singing, don't you? Hey, AfterBuzzers, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV, the live stream on YouTube. And if you are not watching us live, make sure you do next time, because then you can participate in all our tweets. Hashtag us, ABTV Arrow, and we're doing trivia questions. Yes, my name is Alikona Bradford. Welcome back, and welcome to my host on the other side.
Hello, I am still Lex Michael, Twitter handle @TheLexMichael.
Yeah. Get it? Oh, we have a singer on the panel. Okay.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
I'm Katie Cullen. Hi, all my buddies. Twitter handle is still @Kiaxet, Kiaxet. We are still using the ABTV Arrow hashtag, and we've already got a pretty good conversation going on in there. So tweet the hashtag, tweet it with the answers for the trivia questions when we get to that, and tweet it if you just have something to say, and you may get a shout out.
Yes, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Amen.
Okay, Nyssa.
What? I don't sound like her at all.
At all?
At all? Okay, so let's talk about the
that's
episode.
quite enough.
Okay, the end. I'm fired. Let's talk about
I'll
the
take over.
episode. Okay, I just got demoted.
That's okay. I am going to take over as the new Ra's al Ghul.
Yes, do it.
As the new Alikona. It's a title.
Yes. Do you want my jacket?
Alikona
You can have my
Cullen.
jacket. You can pose as me too.
Yeah, hand it over.
Okay, I'm just kidding. It's too cold in here. All right, so the Offa is the name of the episode, and clearly that was a huge theme in tonight's show because I felt like Oliver was asking everybody for their opinion on the offer.
Once he finally started spitting out that that's what he had, my gosh, it took him half an hour to get this is Secrets, the musical, starring the Bad Decision Crew and the Daddy Issues girls.
And you can sing the rest of our after show, since I know you can sing now too.
Nope, denied.
Okay, well anyhow, so we had a break, picked up literally, it's like they gave us a nice reminder, we reiterated a few things before we continued on, which
last time on the CW's Arrow.
Exactly. Anyhow, so basically we have Oliver contemplating, shall I take the throne or not? And of course, okay, I thought it was very interesting because Roz is obviously trying to tempt him. You can have justice your way. You don't have to kill. Really?
What is this, the League of Burger King?
Maybe. With veggie burgers only.
Better food, I know. Veggie burgers only.
They kill people in huge numbers, but they do not eat meat. They don't have fur.
Yes. They're very compassionate killers.
Very.
It's
Only people, no animals.
Oxymoron of the night.
Yes. So anyhow, I mean, would you be allured into these things? Did anybody find these things? Yeah, maybe. Okay, this is tempting.
Yeah, but I'm not in Oliver's situation.
Okay, but let's say you are.
I think I would have died by now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think any one of us would have lasted
We would not
anywhere
have
this long.
made it off the island.
Did anybody find it interesting, his approach to... You know what I think? I think Roz knows how Oliver works. I think he knows that going into it with a threat is really not going to get him his way. So if I take the nice approach, quite possibly I can fuddle with his mind and...
If I trash the other options so thoroughly that there's no way he'll take it, then he'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Well,
He's the jilted lover now.
Oh, that's actually cute. It's a little bit cute. I like that. Ra's al Ghul is the jilted lover. Oh. But
I'll make him choose me. He's not the jilted lover. He's like, what is it, Fatal Attraction?
Fear, Mark Wahlberg.
Something like that.
I understood that right.
You did.
But obviously the choice it's only the illusion of choice. And Maceo essentially says later that Ra's al Ghul has essentially written the story already. He's decided the outcome. There's a very clear, there's an implicit threat in the offer. And the threat is not overt because we were talking about this, Katie.
Yes, that's why it's implicit.
Shut up. You commented during the show that it didn't seem strategically sound to try and force somebody to take the reins of a giant organization like that. And I would agree, because if you have a reluctant leader in that position, very quickly things are going to start splintering, fracturing. But again, we find out, as I suspected, there really is no option. It's you're going to say yes, because if you don't say yes, I'm going to either kill you or
everybody you love.
Yes. Or some mesh of the two, but you wait for the person to answer before you actually make the threat.
Yeah, because if he'd shoved Oliver into it, like, you're going to take this or else, Oliver would go, okay, I'm going to take it. League of Assassins is over. Everyone go home.
That's true.
And
that is very
the end
true.
of this multiple century legacy, and Roz doesn't want that. But he won't give it to the person who actually wants it, and there's a prophecy. And everyone.
We will talk about that. Really quickly, though, I just want to add somebody else's POV in here, and I know I'm going to say this wrong. I am the master of destroying
Poseidon.
Twitter.
Is it Poseidon?
No, it is not. You leave me alone. It's something else.
Poseidon.
Give me.
Let me look at the thing.
Yeah.
What's it say?
You say it.
This Helix Marcellius?
There you go.
Okay.
I knew
he's a good people.
Yeah, well, according to this person, okay, it's the serpent's offer of knowledge by your own rules, is how he phrases it.
That is not in the tag.
Oh, well, I got tweeted.
Tweet the tag.
Okay, anyway.
Come on. Oh, there it is.
Did you know what? You brought up a great point. Nyssa, obviously, she's a little butthurt. I mean, she is the daughter of the demon and an outsider. Here comes this white boy, basically. I'm just kidding. But
He's so point.
I mean, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Here comes this boy who's not a part of our family, and you're going to bring him in because of my love. And of course, everything always goes back to the non-approval of her and Sarah. And I feel like from her perspective, she's pushing the theme of you didn't approve of my girl-on-girl love. And he keeps saying, no, you don't get it. You are just emotional. She made you emotional, which made you weak.
I called it.
You did.
Pick up the phone, everybody.
I mean, I saw it from Nyssa's perspective at first, but now that I keep watching it and she keeps driving that point home, I'm seeing your perspective and going, no.
I want someone emotionally stable. Let's get Oliver Queen.
Yeah,
Wait.
okay.
He's one of the least emotionally stable options. On top of
But he survived the blade, so
did survive the
obviously
blade.
that means everything.
But Oliver also is surrounded by a tight circle of people that he cares very much about. How does Ra's al Ghul not make the leap to, well, this very same emotional weakness could still be present?
I don't know. He's too blinded by the sword.
It's the sword thing.
Yeah. You know what I was
It's
to
the
say? What would be quite interesting? One of the things that Roz had mentioned is you survived my blade, and it wasn't by the Lazarus pits. He said, it was your own strong will. Wouldn't it be something if Oliver had absolutely no clue that actually Maceo stole the vial of the Lazarus pit, poured it on his boo-boo, and he got better and had no clue and thought it was just himself?
Well, except he was still healing from that for a very
never
long
mind.
time.
Theory denied.
Yeah, pretty much. Canon.
Okay, so anyway, going back home, here we have Oliver. What did you think of the offer? What did you think of the offer? Hey, Felicity, what did you think of the offer?
Again, he didn't tell anyone.
Well,
He
no,
told
but
Diggle
eventually-
halfway through the episode,
eventually-
and Diggle told everyone else.
That's a good point.
Because Oliver's an idiot.
You're very right on that call.
But they did all make their opinion very, very clear. And it all essentially came down to no. That's crazy.
But I love that Felicity is always the voice of reason. The way she delivers everything so smoothly, like, duh. But in a very nice, non-insulting way. Does that make sense?
Well, now that she knows he's come back alive, and let's face it, she's getting some stress relief on the side with the atom there, she doesn't want to hit him in the face with her iMac quite as badly. And that leaves room for logic. Because when you want to hit someone in the face with an iMac, there's not much else room there. iMacs are heavy. They require conviction.
They really do. And I like that she brought up the fact that the team had to look for the why. When Oliver is gone, we had to find our why.
Yep.
Now you have to find your own.
And she actually manages to get through to him so much so that she actually gets both a thank you and a you were right.
Yes.
Which is, I think, a high watermark.
And a copied quote also as well, because with Detective Lance, okay, first, we'll get into that situation. I wanted to punch I get it, but I still wanted to punch Lance when he just stood there after Oliver saved his life and said, what, you expect a thank you? no, I don't do this for thank you.
I stopped Stitch Face from choking you to death.
Right.
Maybe thank you. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll accept a begrudging thank you a little bit. Like, thank you.
No, he's got every right to be angry.
Oh, there is that.
He just, there's no other way to put it. He has every right to be furious with everyone who knew and refused to tell him.
Yes, but now is not the time. Now is not the time.
Well,
why not?
That raises the question: how much time has it been? Because the show's been off for 2 weeks, but this essentially picks right up from the last episode, so it's not like he's had a lot of time.
He
to
said a
process
few
this.
months. Well, when he was speaking with him, he said a few months.
No, he knows that Sarah has been dead for that long.
Right, and no one has
hasn't-
told him for that amount of time.
But he has only known about her death for...
What, days?
Yeah.
Maybe?
If that.
Well, okay, so he's...
Possibly a week.
Yeah.
But not extremely long. Not even long enough to forgive Laurel. The
Well, I was gonna
arrow
say, is
is
it-
so low on that priority list.
Okay, what I was going to say is it too soon for Laurel to be hopping in his office with that bag of Chinese? Daddy, I'm not giving up on us.
No. I
I respect her for not having ego about it and just saying, hey, you know what, hit me with it. I'm wrong.
I
just
can't
hit me
blame
with it.
her for just wanting to get it over with, because when I'm fighting with someone, I'm just like, let's finish it, let's get over it, and let's go back to status quo. I don't like the long, drawn out, everyone's angry for all the time. I don't do it. So I can see where she's coming from there. I can also understand where he's coming from, because the level of not okay.
Yeah, this is not a small thing.
Yeah, no.
Yes?
Sorry,
Do you have
this is really
anything
off
to-
of the topic, so I will clarify for listeners. At ZWAS, he says, do you guys have a bird in there, or am I hearing things? Are you just being
Mute
silly?
your phone.
I know, I just did. I'm sorry, guys. So the point of that is I'm so sorry for the,
For the bird
extra
sound.
chirpies. I'm so sorry. But speaking of Detective Lance, it does bring me into our first trivia question. So it is this. Paul Blackthorne's first film was blank, and he spent 6 months learning what language for the role.
Okay, tweet your answers to hashtag ABTV Arrow, and we'll take a look. I do love that we got a comment from Brandon C. Felicity has been taking advice lessons from Diggle. Yeah, I can see that.
And Diggle's been stepping back a little bit. I've noticed in the last couple of episodes, he's there, he's present, but he hasn't had as much to do. Although I believe next week, right, that's going to change because it's the whole wedding thing and Suicide Squad and et cetera, et cetera.
I say, how chill though was Diggle when Oliver told him, about the offer, and he just sat there and was like, okay.
Okay, see,
So
he didn't start yelling at him, but there was a moment where his face was more or less blank, and then it cuts back to Oliver. I forget what Oliver says specifically, but it cuts back to Diggle, and all of a sudden, Diggle's got this look on his face like,
Because there's that blank moment is just this.
So
I need processing time. I need ponder time.
You said-
the colossal stupidity of what you just said needs a few moments to. Okay, it's processed. What on God's green earth is wrong with you?
Oh, and by the way, Malcolm is on the couch over at Thea's place, just in case you're wondering too.
Sure. Yeah. He's couch surfing.
Yeah.
No one else would take him.
he'll go to Roy's next week too.
Has anyone noticed that Oliver and Thea's roles have switched as far as their opinions of Malcolm go? I want to stick with him. He's
Yes,
my father.
that's true.
No, he's bad news. And it's flipped to, he's your father. I don't care.
Yeah.
Poor Thea.
Okay, but how do you feel about the fact that originally Oliver had said the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want Thea to be the one to kill her father?
Yeah.
And he's stuck by that and stayed by that.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting because Thea actually said, well, I wasn't going to. I was hoping Roz would. But essentially it is the same thing.
When she comes down from the... goodness knows where she is right now. She has a lot of issues, and there's a really good reason for that. But when she comes down from that and is able to take a different perspective on everything that's happened, yeah, Roz would have swung the sword, but she was the one that would have put him there in the first place, and that does put the blame squarely on her. So good on Oliver for recognizing that.
Right.
But she's
Now-
not in an okay place, and she recognizes it with the whole "I was ready to die last night for what you made me do."
Right.
So she knows she's not okay.
Right. Well, Malcolm has a very interesting approach to fatherhood, and it's very Malcolm of him. I will just say it, very Malcolm of him to sit there, first of all, obviously he's well trained, so he knew when Thea and him were having a conversation on the couch and she had the knife that she had the knife. But I just thought it was very interesting that he was like, yeah, go ahead and kill me. I think it would be what's best for you since you're so angry and hurt. And I thought that is a very interesting perspective. Okay, he thinks he's being a really good dad. I'll let you kill me.
You're right.
It'll make you
To
feel
take
better.
a long walk off a short pier.
Well, he also probably knows that even though he got out of the situation he was in, I mean, he, for all intents and purposes, he figured he was going to die in Nanda Parbat. Now he's not. At the same time, I can't imagine that he thinks he has too many options at this point. Either the League is going to come after him, or
His debt's forgiven.
He was very unmoved by the fact that he found out that Oliver was now the next one requested to be heir.
right.
Do you think that
He knew it wasn't going to be him.
Well, obviously, but do you think he thought it would even going to go in that direction, or was he equally just as shocked but on the inside and just didn't show it to us?
I think he was in too much pain to have very many facial
Yeah,
expressions.
he just goes, ouch.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, okay, Roz says, take your time, think about it, you can go home. Obviously, once Oliver says he's not going to take the title, we start to see at least the first stage of the consequence to that. I can't imagine that whoever it is, be it Malcolm or anybody else, is going to come out of it too well if Roz has his way. So at this moment, as far as Malcolm knows, yeah, his debt's forgiven. He's not in immediate danger, but where does he go from here? He doesn't... What are his options other than if I can have Thea kill me and it's quick and I'm out and I'm done, it's better than any number of other things that can and most likely will happen to me.
You know, I will say I read this in an interview that John Barrowman did, and he said that I don't think Malcolm is worried at all in regards to his future. He said, I think that Malcolm is riding out the wave to see what happens, and that he had recently had a conversation with the producers, and they actually still don't know what happens as far as whether or not Malcolm really did instigate everything. But Barrowman says even if he didn't, he probably would take credit for it because that's just what a good villain does.
Yeah.
Yeah? I thought that was interesting. That's not even your work. But okay, I'll take it. Whatever.
Sure, it was me.
It'll be very, very interesting. They also said that Thea is never going to be the same again after Sarah's death, which to me
Well,
was very
duh.
obvious.
Yeah, I would figure not.
Sky blue, water wet.
Yes.
It's not, I'm good with it.
But, okay, so she shows up obviously at Roy's place. I'm like, Roy, don't do it. Don't do it.
Framed this shot. It was an editing choice, and the editing here is superb because the shot right, but the scene right before it was Oliver meeting with Maceo and saying, I am not gonna do the thing. I'm turning down the title. I'm staying here. And Maceo going, Roz is not gonna like that. He's already started writing this story. Whether you like it or not, there will be consequences. Next thing we see cuts to Roy's apartment, small house, wherever it is that he lives.
It looks like he's back in the Glades.
Yeah, and someone knocks on the door. Now, who's there? Dead silence.
Pick up something
Picks up an arrow,
Yep.
goes towards the door real slowly. And Lex and I are watching this going, no,
I like him. Don't
this
I?
is not going to end well. Opens the door and it's Thea.
Okay.
And we're like, oh, that was a specific choice to put that right there to screw with the audience. Well done.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
is the tensest, most dramatic moment in this episode so far. And we had a fight where people got shot and strangled.
Yeah.
But that was more tense than the fight.
Although I will say that was a great fight scene.
Super short.
And I mean, I'll go back. It was short, but it was very cool to see Nyssa fighting alongside, if you will. We don't know what her motive is, but all of a sudden she's with Team Arrow. We'll get into the whole gangster situation in just a second because we haven't
Gangster
even touched
situation,
that
yeah.
yet.
I think she's just Team Laurel.
At this point.
Maybe. Do you
I don't think she's going to be super happy with Oliver with the whole, he gave you my birthright, even if Oliver's going, I don't want it, I don't
Really,
want it.
it's not me.
Well, of course not, but you bring up a very great point because she's obviously seeking some sort of sanction within Laurel because it reminds her of Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
But is this going in that very obvious possible direction of, you remind me of Sarah, you remind me of Sarah. Oops, I tripped and my lips just fell onto yours.
Trauma's too fresh for that.
I mean, when people are very traumatized, sometimes they do not rational things.
Well, we also don't know if Laurel swings that way. We'll see.
She may not, but, broken hearts do some crazy things.
I know.
Maybe that'll be what all of season 4 is about.
It could
Again,
be.
this is a big old we'll see. So, we'll see.
That.
I don't have anything else for that particular ship. They're still building it. It's still in the shipyard. It's not sailing yet.
But it does make a lot of sense to have, and I'm jumping ahead slightly, but since you touched on it, to have Nyssa, now that she can't go home anymore. She's the way she left it. There's nothing for her with the League of Assassins. What?
Yeah, that was get out of my house.
Oh, okay.
So,
but what?
Good conversation though.
She still obviously was still, even though Sarah's gone, still very much in love with Sarah. Anything that can bring her closer to the person that she loved and lost, she's going to attach herself to. And it's a great way also for Laurel to finally get some training, since I don't think it was going to go particularly well if Oliver tried to train her.
But you know what you just reminded me of?
Hallelujah.
Yeah, really.
Yes. When are you going to stop telling me I need training?
When you no longer need training anymore.
Not wrong.
But I will say, just now you reminded me of the storyline. You said when people lose somebody they love, they tend to cling on to somebody that reminds them of that person. Sure. Hello, Pearl Harbor.
What about
the movie?
Ben Affleck?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, what's her bucket thinks that
What's her bucket?
it's the same thing. She thinks her boo thing died, and boo thing's best friend is taking care of her, and then they
You don't have enough of a
fall in
line
love.
to have a parallel here. You
Yes,
just have
I
a point
do.
on a graph. We're
No,
done. You're
I'm
done.
just saying.
You're done.
She's finding sanction in Laurel. Let me put my head on your shoulder.
But you're referencing something. You're referencing a Michael Bay movie.
You never want to reference Michael Bay.
Oh, no.
Not if you don't have to.
I'm a
Okay,
Transformers
you know what?
fan. We have issues. So, no.
Okay, you know, I'm just gonna.
Nope, denied.
I'm gonna break this
Super
tension
denied.
and just say that somebody
It's
answered.
not tension. You're just wrong.
You know what? I'm going to break the tension and I'm going to answer our first trivia question because somebody did actually answer it. Where did it go? OMG. Oh, that's. Wait, hold on. That is part of your Twitter handle. Sorry.
And a very special shout out tonight goes to.
Yeah, at OMG Kalia. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. And you got it right. Once upon a... Oh, my phone just moved and your answer just went away. But
Once upon a time in India.
Yes, thank you. But it's called I don't know how to say it in Hindi.
And
Lagan.
I'm going to pick a fight with KSTER95 here, who says, no, it would be terrible writing. Laurel can't be bi and hook up with Nyssa. It would be too recycled. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It can happen.
A
It could
really
be
good reason
a temporary
why it can't
thing.
happen. Recycled writing. This is the CW. I don't know what you're expecting, but this is the CW.
It's like their bread
If
and
they're
butter.
going to hook someone up for maximum drama potential, they will. Like I said, the ship is in the shipyard right now. As to whether or not it sails, we'll have to see, but it's not that there's no potential. And why can't she be bi?
Yeah, why not?
Why can't we have some bi representation?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
I'm in complete agreement with you.
Picking a fight. Here we
If
go.
anything, I want Oliver and Ra to get together.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. They're a little too manny
It's
for
a little
that.
bit-
The power dynamic there would
It'd be
make
weird.
it super weird.
That would
Yeah.
actually be really, now that I'm actually putting thought into it, that would be really unsettling. Come to think of
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really super.
it. Walking it back.
And the thing is, I can see a bunch of the girls getting together on this show, but I can't ever really see shipping any of the guys with the guys. I don't see that.
Roy and
The
Maceo.
power dynamics are so weird.
For the most part, too, though, like, I don't think any of these people should be in relationships. None of them are emotionally stable in the slightest.
Felicity.
Okay, Felicity.
Felicity is.
And maybe Ray Palmer. Maybe. Except now he's Dollar Store Iron Man, so I'm starting to waver on that a little bit.
Tony Stark on a budget.
Exactly. But none of them are emotionally stable, A. B, and I said this at some point on the mics about Oliver, but if he's in a relationship, it's the emotion potentially making him weak. It distracts him from what his ultimate goal needs to be. The same can be said of anybody who's working with him. Anything that is going to pull their focus away from what they need to be doing is not only a detriment to the goal, but could also get them killed. So none of these people should be dating.
I mean,
They deserve lives too.
Well, if you have a stable relationship, it can provide that emotional support and that will to keep fighting, et cetera, et cetera. But you need the stable relationship, and they've had such issues getting there. And a lot of it is Oliver's, again, we're back to the guilt and the inability to balance anything. So, again, that's a big we'll see, and they'll keep doing the will they, won't they forever because the Olicity fans eat it up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the CW runs on drama.
Yes.
So, of course they'll keep doing it. And to answer Kathleen Saffel's question as to whether Laurel and Nyssa will be part of my armada, you'd better believe it.
I'm going to throw in here. Hey, I'm just here for the trivia questions. I mean, that's all I'm really here for.
You made me the new Ra's al Ghul. I'm taking over.
Just saying. Okay, so trivia question. Michael Oaklund played what Arrow character? Oaklund. E-K-U-L-N-D.
How'd you get Oakland for a minute?
I don't know.
Oh, EU. No, okay. Once more for the fans at home. Spell that?
Oh, no, because then people Google.
They might do that anyway.
They're gonna do it anyway.
You're just I'm gonna make it hard for you. You're not gonna know how to spell it. So anyway.
So if you're going to cheat, Google it phonetically.
So let's get this back on the rails. Let's talk about some flashbacks.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. That's exactly where I was going. Main highlight. Shadow?
Huh?
What?
A little bit.
Who? What? Okay, I didn't see that one coming, first of all. Second of all, I really keep anticipating this poor little child dying because every time I see him with Stephen Amell, and when he ran off in the middle of the market, wherever, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You were just amidst a gunfight. You have one adult with you, and I get you thought you saw your dad, but stay with the adult that keeps you safe.
Oh, he's gonna die. Maseo referred to him in the past tense.
I know.
I know how much you meant to him. Like, okay. I do like that they brought in my parents said if we were ever separated to go here. Like, every family has that contingency plan, and I love that we did have enough of, okay, we have enough normal family to go, if this ever happens, go to this place and we'll meet you there. I love it.
I guess my family was not normal. I never got one of those.
Yeah,
Really? You never
No.
had a fire escape plan? Meet outside by the big tree? None of that?
No, our plan was hope there's
Get
not
out.
a fire. That was-
You didn't have a plan? You didn't have a password? Really?
Get outside quickly.
Yeah. Anyways, going back into the show and the flashbacks, was there anything in particular that caught your eye that either of you wanted to bring up?
That was mostly it, was they're a normal family and Oliver's trying to relate and it's super adorable. And then just the 15-second flashback right at the end of the episode.
That was-
Shadow? Smash cut to the present. Okay.
That really raises a lot of eyebrows. Well, I only have two. But if I had
there's 6 between
more,
us.
they would all be raised right now. Because here's the thing. We saw this whole huge thing happen with Slade season 2. If this girl is still alive and all that just happened, I mean, granted, this is still flashback, there's room to die, but say she... Just saying. But if she is still alive and Slade did all his psycho crazy stuff, and she's still alive, but he only did it because he thought Shadow died, screw you!
It would have come up in season 2.
You would think, you'd hope.
Well, it hasn't. Okay.
No, season 2. The one that's over.
Right.
Yeah. It would have come
didn't.
up when they had the whole, you killed Shadow. Nah, she's hanging out in Hong Kong,
She's
bro.
over there.
Yeah, but maybe that's why they're showing us now. Why bring her back now?
Or he's hallucinating. Oliver is not a reliable narrator.
He wasn't hallucinating then.
He could be looking at it going, Shadow, and then, oh no, it's someone else who just looks a lot like her. I'm Felicity's face twin. People have made the mistake.
yeah.
So this is not unheard of. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just to say, I really, at Dabadon says, when gosh, doggy, my people, Akio dies, I'm going to cry many rivers.
Oh, baby.
Aw, but we did have an answer. OMG Kalia, if I'm saying it right, answered that he was Barton Mathis, aka the doll maker. That's the answer to the trivia questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, but how did you find that answer? Did you Google? And if so, did you spell it? And if you spelled it, did you spell it correctly?
And we've had multiple people. Lisa Bell of the Ball, Brandon C., and let's see, Andre Doty talking about how Diggle is also emotionally stable. Which is great.
Is.
Good man.
Which is why he's got the one relationship that is more or less
functional.
working. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you guys answer the question, the big question that Oliver had for everybody, along with his offer question? What have we done? Do you think that they've accomplished a lot, enough for Oliver to really contemplate becoming the next Ra's al Ghul?
I think it's the question that a lot of people kind of apply with Batman, and they actually had an episode in the 93 animated series about this, as to whether Batman's presence causes bigger, badder villains to show up in Gotham. And I think it's kind of the same thing with Arrow, where, yes, the lesser criminals are going to be like, there's a guy in a hood and with a posse running around taking people down, and maybe I just won't mug that little old lady tonight, or maybe that jewelry shop is not worth breaking into. The fact that there's the potential, the big brother is going to put an arrow in you, hovering over them, that keeps the lesser criminals at bay.
Okay, but then what about people like
there's
Murmur?
Also the power vacuum, where when Oliver leaves, there's no more Arrow anymore. He's shifted the balance around himself, and that has drawn in bigger villains, people from his past, people who think they can take on the Arrow, whatever. He has made himself a necessary part of this city, and if he goes down, well, we saw what happened. So
they had it all under control.
I would say he's changed things for the better.
Yeah.
But crime is more extreme because the stakes are higher.
But what if he came back as the next Roz, but the Roz of Justice?
You know what? And they changed the name of the show to Roz of Justice.
The Roz of Justice. Is it like an 80s cartoon? Is he hanging out with He-Man? You guys. Roz of Justice.
Okay.
Well, but that is. Sorry, I do need a second. Okay. Okay. No, seriously.
Okay. Such an unthinkable concept.
The Roz of
That's
Justice.
why it's funny.
But Roz even said you are in control. Once you have the title, you are in control. He can do whatever he wants. He can even change the name. It doesn't have to be League of Assassins anymore.
League of very well-mannered
I think if he
public
tried,
servants.
that would not happen.
More than likely, no.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
That
was just a sales pitch.
I've never been the head of a massive worldwide organization of
He'll never
killers.
be the head of a major corporation.
But I can't imagine if you do say, I'm in charge now, new order of the day is we don't kill people, all of these people who have trained their entire lives to do nothing but kill people say, okay, have fun.
Peace, I'm out.
I'm gonna go kill people.
Some of them will probably stick around, but a paradigm shift like that is going to cause issues, is going to cause revolt, is going to cause revolution in the ranks, is going to cause someone to challenge him for the rank of Ra's al Ghul. A duel for
But
which
it doesn't matter. He has the Lazarus
A duel
pits.
for which he may not be prepared. Lazarus pits or not. If he loses to someone, does he lose the title? Can they make enough of a claim to say our current Ra's al Ghul is weak? I'm a better leader. I will stick to our principles. It's going to cause divisions in the party, and you don't want to do that. You don't split the party. Saying that you can change it to justice, that it's a sales tactic. It's not actually functionally going to work. The League of Assassins is too entrenched.
Them.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Bamboozle them.
The arrow of mind blowing.
I don't like my co-host anymore. I think I want to move on now.
And he spends the rest of the season bamboozling people. What does that mean?
Okay, so anyway.
Okay, so we have the Ra's al Ghul of Justice and the Arrow of Bamboozlement. What's next?
So good. Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, guys.
No, I'm really happy right now. I'm
glad you're happy.
For these.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap the show down by just saying let's just talk about the final moments of the show before we go into news and gossip, where we see...
Ra's al Ghul is, in fact, the Arrow of Bamboozling. So we spent, after the show, we spent a handful of minutes talking about, all right, so it's a little bit nutty that Ra's al Ghul decides he's going to come himself. To me,
slightly, yeah.
To me, it's even nuttier that they either found, purchased, made a costume, and that he put that on himself.
He's the Ra's al Ghul of cosplay.
He literally is dressing up like his favorite TV character.
Dude, what if he became the Arrow after Stephen Amell became the Roz?
That's messed up.
That is very bamboozling.
Well, and it's possible that he got his hands on the old costume that Cisco replaced during the crossover. That could be it. It could be.
How would he even know about that, though?
He has people everywhere. He's had people in Starling since forever. So how would they not know? Hey, the Arrow's costume is a little different. Find the old one, just in case. Because they knew he existed at that point, and they knew that he was a power player, and even at the beginning of season 3, he was already against the League of Assassins. Well, not beginning of season 3, but, because find Sarah's killer or we start killing people. If there was a way that Ra's got the information, hey, the Arrow looks a little different now, different costume, and could find that old costume somewhere, somehow, he would keep that as a piece just in case.
Sure. And
Who thinks to look at him and be like, you know what, his costume's slightly different?
Probably Ra's al Ghul.
People who have an eye for that
There's
sort of
somebody
thing.
working for Ra's al Ghul. Which, okay, I could definitely
The
see
assassin of fashion design.
Oh, wow.
Done.
They're allowed to have interests, and when you have that kind of training and you need to notice all of these details to keep yourself from being A, spotted, B, brutally murdered.
Good point.
They would notice it's different. Why is it different?
And that makes...
And they'd go after it.
I just want to let you guys know that I have offers for other people to be my new co-hosts, since you guys are being so mean to me right now.
We're not being mean to you.
No,
We
it's okay.
appreciate
It's okay.
your turn of phrase.
Yeah, Acula Bean 729 is my new co-host. Fired.
And Tari's like, what the heck happened? We do have a theory from Ryan Watallison that says Waller is behind the Shadow twin. We did have someone else say maybe Shadow has a twin. Gillian Davila is a traitor, by the way.
No, you are not.
I'll be your
Go
new
Team
co-host,
Kona.
Alikona. I got your back. Nah.
I will say, so your theory does make the most sense, but like you say, they can have hobbies, and I do like the idea that Ra's al Ghul is a master tailor, for example.
Or he could just get it
that would be
commissioned.
awesome.
No. I like the idea of him sitting, before he leaves Nanda Parbat, sitting with like a sketchbook, drawing it out, like Peter Parker in the first Spider-Man movie, just making doodles of an Arrow costume that fits him, and then going, like, sewing on the plane on the way over.
But
and
also
whatnot.
notice, it didn't fit him super well.
That's a good point. It looked a little baggy.
It's possible that it's the old one.
Well, he's a practicing tailor.
Anyhow,
Yes.
We've got
I know
some
that
really
there's
good commentary on Twitter.
I was gonna say that we have a lot of really great juicy news, so I just want to start getting into our news and gossip if we can.
Can I get one more Twitter comment in?
Yes,
Two
we'll
more.
cue the
Two more.
cool music. There we go.
AfterBuzz TV News.
The funny one is from Brandon C. What has he done? Become an emotional wreck.
You're not wrong.
The good one is from the good one. The poignant one is from Lisa Bell of The Ball. It shouldn't be about solving crime rates, but about saving people.
Well, that's what Oliver says. He realizes that the families of the police officers were counting on them to make sure that their loved ones got home safe.
Yeah.
Great point.
So right on.
All right. So really quickly, some news. Obviously, it was just Paley Fest. We had Yael, who was fortunate enough to go, so check out her interviews online. Some of the things that were take-homes is that Felicity is going to be going back to The Flash, and she's going to be having a tech-off with... Let me get the actress's name. Emily Kinney from The Walking Dead. So they're going to do
That's
a
right.
computer tech off. Also, I know Lex and I were talking about this earlier. Do you want to break the news that people may or may not know about another something coming up?
Another something. That's certainly vague. Are we talking about the fact that there is, in fact, another spinoff coming out of this show? It's been talked about for a while, but it wasn't until relatively recently that they said, oh, yes, indeed.
Here's the juiciness, though,
Yes.
okay? Because we keep talking about what happened to the canary. I keep wondering, is she really dead? Is she really, really dead? Maybe she is. But she will be coming into the spinoff. So it has been announced that Katie Lotz will be in there, as well as Victor Garber as Dr. Martin Stein, and Wentworth Miller as Captain Cold, and of course Brandon Routh is the Atom.
Yes.
They also announced today that Dominic Purcell as Heatwave
that's right.
will be joining as well. There has also been, I have several different sources on this one, that time travel, which they've only just started experimenting with in The Flash, is going to be a thing in this spin-off, which explains why we have Katie Lotz and why we only have half of the current Firestorm. Because this would be before they were separated. They said there's going to be an emphasis on team-ups, that it will feel like a crossover event, but for every single episode, that it will air mid-season 2016, so early next year. They're going to kind of pull an Agent Carter and slot it in there when the series is on break. We will find out very soon how Sarah will have a part in this. And then I had two, they're not conflicting sources, but they didn't have the same details.
Okay.
One said that we will have 3 new characters that we haven't seen yet, which will be players from the DCU. One of them said specifically we will have 2 characters who are big names in DC. Both will be women. One will be a hero and one will be a villain. We also don't have a name for the spinoff yet.
Oh, yeah.
That hasn't happened yet, and that is evidently going to be depending on whom they can cast, what they can get, what characters they can use.
Really quick, at Kster95 says that Laurel will be, I don't know if this is true or not, but Laurel on The Flash equals best thing ever. Oh yeah, it must be, because her scene with Cisco looks great. I haven't seen that promo, so
Laurel
that's
on The
cool.
Flash?
Yeah, I guess so. I know that Detective Lance will be going on to The Flash because he has no more friends in Starling City, so
really?
he has to go somewhere to hang out. Who else is... Oh, Donna Smoke will be coming back. Felicity's mama will be coming back. Let's get some pictures going while we're doing some chatting, because I have pictures. I've got 3 really awesome videos, and then we'll take it on home. All right. So if you are listening to us on our podcast, make sure you check us out on YouTube, because when you are on YouTube, you can see our fantastic pictures that are popping up right now. Okay.
Perfect cue.
Okay.
Perfect cue.
So if you're listening, this is a picture of Colton Haynes and Willa Holland. They happen to be driving down the street. This is off of Perez Hilton. And paparazzi caught them driving. So apparently Colton decided he was going to be the paparazzi instead and pull up his camera. But then the next picture that we'll show, I thought was cute. That was their pose for, I just thought it was really cute and adorable. You know, I'm a sucker for stuff like that.
It really is, though.
Yeah. Let's move on to our next picture. That's when I was. Why are John Barrowman's fingers inside of Willa Holland's panties? That's what I want to know. Did that intrigue you, listeners? Did that intrigue you to go to our YouTube? Good.
This is why you should watch live.
I think
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a swimsuit.
It doesn't. Hey, you're ruining my ploy here.
It's also John Barrowman.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, Colton Haynes is next door. It's fine. Okay, next picture.
Yeah, but
puzzle
his
to
hands
do.
are where you can see them.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, this is, I believe, 2013. This is from The Hollywood Reporter, but it's Stephen Amell along with Lucy Liu, and I just thought this was a great photo. In general, just a really great...
Of Lucy Liu stealing his luggage?
I'm not sure what
Lucy
she's
Liu
doing.
walking out. Yeah, girl.
Hey, they just look real fashionable. Okay? That's the girl in me. Let's move on to our videos, because I don't think I have any more pictures. Yes, we shall do that. Okay, so while we are moving on to videos, I will be checking my Twitter really quick. Oh, P.S., I'm just going to add this in here. Shameless plug that has absolutely nothing to do with the show, but I'm just waiting for the video to pop up, is that I do a YouTube channel called Boys in Beauty, and I did feature Stephen Amell on one of them, but basically it's the best of both worlds. Ladies, we talk about news and gossip for boys in Hollywood, and then I give you some beauty tips. Okay, so make sure you go on to YouTube and subscribe. Now, let's get to our video. This is a series of Vine videos, but I thought it was really funny, so let's hit play, shall we? Don't mind that one. This is the good one.
It's a hard knock life.
This is John
for
Barrowman.
us. It's a hard knock life for us.
Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we get kicked.
I just thought that was weird.
Small animal.
It's a weird
That's lip syncing.
looking animal on top of Colton Haynes at
It's
the
a puppy.
moment. It is a puppy, but
Looks
it's
like a baby
very
papillon.
scared.
If you dare come a little closer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I think
Okay,
we're
we can
good.
cut this video and go into our next video, please. Sorry, this is our last
freeze
video.
frame.
Okay, so really quickly, we did talk about Paul Blackthorne and how he was in a movie. This is just the quick intro to it. If we can hit play for me, please.
Oh.
And then we can cut it. That was
It's
his-
in Hindi and
Yes.
the subtitles are in German.
No, that's actually Dutch.
Dutch?
titles.
Oh.
I know.
Dutch
Sorry, I couldn't
titles.
find English subtitles. This next
titles.
video. So, if you are a Facebook fan of Stephen Amell's, I'm sure you're catching up on all his videos. This one is pretty recent. It's him and Paul Blackthorne. But the lead into this is, do you remember the first moment you guys met each other? So, Paul Blackthorne was mentioning that he happened to go into the gym at the hotel, and then he walked into the sauna/steam room, excuse me. And this is what happened.
I go to the gym, and I sort of stepped into the steam room. I was like, who the bloody hell's that? I just see this, this body, and it's bright red, because you've supposed to be in the steam room for hours. Probably. And you're all like, all glistening, shall we say, from the steam room. And I was like, Stephen? You're like, oh, hey, buddy. I was like, all right. Enjoy your weekend, cheers. And it was that's one of the first impressions I recall of you.
So was I a dick? What happened?
No, but I saw you. I mean, you know, it was that. It was, you know, you weren't a dick. It's like, pleased to meet you. Okay. There you go. There's your next show. Naked actors in steam rooms.
Anyways, we can wrap
I
that
would watch that TV program.
That is what they'll call the spinoff.
Yes. Yes. I will say, I mean, I know that Paul Blackthorne is British, but it's so crazy because he does such an excellent American accent, as weird as that sounds to us Americans, but he does it so well. And to hear him just chitter-chatter in his own, you know, chitter-chatter.
His own
chitter-chatter. It's quite awesome. And even when he did the two-second impression of Stephen Amell, totally dropped it.
Yep.
Did you notice that?
We did have comments from KSTER95 and William L. Williams, whose Twitter handle is Cullen Prime. I approve. Well done, sir. They showed Laurel on Flash in the sizzle reel from Paley Fest. Okay.
So that's where it came from. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Now that we've gotten all that handled and taken care of, let's say a very lovely goodbye to our family. But while we do, why don't you leave them all your information so we can continue to have conversations?
Well, Tari couldn't be here tonight, but you can find him on Twitter at TariJ and on the Flash After Show, among others. My name is Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I am also on the Transformers Robots in Disguise After Show on Sundays.
The Lex Michael. Twitter handle at the Lex Michael.
And I'm Alikona Bradford at Kiss My Passport. And again, do not forget to go onto my channel, Boys and Beauty with Alikona. You got to put my name in there, otherwise it doesn't come up. But find me on YouTube, and thank you so much for joining us tonight at AfterBuzz TV. We will see you next week. Mwah, mwah. Goodbye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.